In today's fast-paced world, it can feel like we're constantly trapped in chaos, our minds racing from one worry to the next, our days filled with distractions and demands. But what if the real prison is not life itself, but the way we think about it? In today's video, we'll explore Alan Watts' timeless guide to finding inner freedom amid the chaos of life. Watts believed that the chaos we experience is often self-created, and that by shifting our mindset, we can experience a deep sense of peace and freedom no matter what's happening around us. Stick with us until the end, because you're about to learn some profound truths that could forever change how you navigate the ups and downs of life. And don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening insights. Alan Watts begins by questioning our very perception of reality. He reminds us that much of the chaos we feel comes from trying to fit life into neat categories, rules, and expectations. And we have these rigid ideas about how things should be, and when life doesn't match up, we feel stressed, anxious, and out of control. But what if life isn't meant to be perfectly ordered? Watts encourages us to embrace the idea that life is inherently chaotic, and that's not something to fight against. Instead, he suggests that by accepting life's unpredictability, we can actually find a deeper sense of freedom. Can you imagine how liberating it would feel to stop trying to control every little detail and simply allow life to unfold? One of Watts' most profound insights is the idea that freedom comes not from changing the external world, but from changing how we relate to it. We often believe that if we could just fix this one thing, get a better job, improve a relationship, solve a problem, then we would finally feel free. But Watts flips this idea on its head. He teaches that real freedom comes from within, from our ability to let go of the need for life to be any particular way. He encourages us to stop seeking freedom in the external world and start cultivating it in our minds. What if true freedom is not about escaping life's challenges, but about finding peace within them? Watts also explains that much of the chaos we experience comes from living in a constant state of resistance. We resist the present moment, wishing it were different, trying to escape discomfort or pain. But this resistance only makes things worse. The more we resist life as it is, the more trapped we feel. According to Watts, inner freedom comes from acceptance, accepting the present moment fully, without trying to change it or escape it. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means recognizing that true power lies in our ability to embrace life as it is, rather than constantly fighting against it. How much more peace would you experience if you stopped resisting the present moment? In one of his famous talks, Watts speaks about the idea of going with the flow. He uses the analogy of a river to illustrate how life moves naturally, and when we try to swim against the current, we exhaust ourselves and create unnecessary chaos. But when we go with the flow, trusting that life has its own rhythm, we find a sense of ease and freedom. This doesn't mean we stop taking action or pursuing our goals, it means we stop fighting the current of life. Imagine how much more energy you would have if you stopped struggling against life and started flowing with it. Could this be the key to escaping the chaos you feel? Another key insight from Watts is the idea that much of our inner turmoil comes from identifying too closely with our thoughts. We believe that our thoughts define us, and when those thoughts are chaotic or negative, we feel trapped in that mindset. But Watts reminds us that we are not our thoughts. Thoughts are just mental events that come and go like clouds passing through the sky. The problem is, we cling to them, analyze them, and give them power over us. Watts encourages us to see our thoughts for what they are: temporary, fleeting, and not necessarily reflective of reality. What if you could create a little distance between yourself and your thoughts? How much more freedom would you feel if you stopped identifying with the chaos in your mind? Another crucial point that Alan Watts makes is the illusion of control. We often believe that if we can just get everything under control, our jobs, relationships, emotions, then we will finally experience peace. But Watts reminds us that control is an illusion. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every aspect of it is not only impossible but also exhausting. The more we try to control, the more anxious and overwhelmed we become when things don't go as planned. Watts suggests that instead of seeking control, we should embrace uncertainty. Life is full of surprises, and when we stop trying to control every outcome, we free ourselves to enjoy life's spontaneity. What if you could let go of the need to control and instead trust that life will unfold as it should? One of Watt's most liberating teachings is the idea of surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up, it means letting go of the constant need to manage and manipulate life. It's about releasing the tension and anxiety that come from trying to force outcomes. Watt's believed that true freedom comes when we surrender to the flow of life, trusting that everything will work out as it's meant to. This doesn't mean we stop taking action or caring about our lives, it means we stop obsessing over results. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if you could surrender to its natural flow rather than constantly worrying about where it's going. Could surrendering be the secret to inner peace? A major source of chaos in our lives is the relentless pace of modern living. We are constantly bombarded by information, demands, and distractions, and it feels like we're always racing to keep up. But Watts invites us to slow down and question the very notion of rushing through life. Why are we in such a hurry? What are we rushing toward? He challenges us to consider that life isn't a race with a finish line, but a journey to be savored. By slowing down and being fully present, we can escape the chaos of constantly chasing the next thing. What if, instead of rushing through life, you allowed yourself to pause, breathe, and truly experience each moment? Watts also touches on the importance of mindfulness, being fully aware of the present moment without judgment. In the chaos of everyday life, our minds are often scattered, jumping from one thought to the next, worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. But mindfulness brings us back to the here and now. By focusing our attention on the present moment, we can break free from the mental chaos that keeps us feeling trapped. When you focus on the present, even the simplest tasks can become meditative and peaceful. But how much more inner freedom would you experience if you brought your awareness fully into the present moment, letting go of worries about the past and future? Watts encourages us to rethink our relationship with time. We are constantly concerned with time, how much we have, how little we have, and how we can use it most efficiently. But this focus on time creates a sense of urgency and pressure that can lead to chaos. Watts suggests that we live as though time doesn't exist, at least not in the rigid way we often perceive it. Life unfolds in its own time, and when we stop fixating on the clock, we can begin to experience the timelessness of the present moment. Imagine how freeing it would be to stop worrying about time and simply enjoy the flow of life. Could letting go of time be the key to escaping the chaos? As we approach the conclusion, let's revisit the core of Watts' message. Escaping the chaos of life starts with a shift in perspective. It's not about changing the external world, but about changing how we think and feel within it. By letting go of the need to control, surrendering to life's flow, and embracing the present moment, we can find true inner freedom. Watts' teachings remind us that chaos is not an external force, but an internal reaction. When we change our mindset, we free ourselves from the chaos that once seemed overwhelming. What if inner freedom is something you can create right now, simply by changing how you see the world? In conclusion, Alan Watts' guide to inner freedom offers a timeless wisdom that can help us navigate the chaos of modern life with more ease and peace. By letting go of control, surrendering to the flow of life, and living mindfully in the present moment, we can break free from the mental traps that keep us feeling stuck. Remember, the chaos of life is not something to escape from, but something to transform from within. If you found these insights helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment sharing how you're applying Alan Watts' teachings to your own life. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more life-changing wisdom.